Welcome back. Well, today we're going to play this old bad boy. I have a guy coming up from Florida that wants to put some louvers in his Volkswagen Beetle Decklid. So he's making the trek up to Kentucky. So we're going to see if we can pop some louvers for him. I don't think many of you have seen this. I never did a video on it because I built this before I actually had this channel. It's pretty close to the English wheel that I built. The main frame is an old bandsaw. And then I just made all the adapter plates, bought this front louver attachment that we adapted to make work from Mittler Brothers. But it works pretty cool. Painted it, American flag, of course. Why not? We got to be patriotic, right? But yeah, I'll show you how it works. He should be here in a minute. We'll get some layout, and fingers crossed we can punch some louvers. Worst case, I owe the guy a Decklid, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's get at it. I'll show you what we got. You can kind of see this is the main frame. It's one of the old C bandsaws. All this is adapter plates. Well, this whole section here is an adapter plate doubled up here, pretty thick through here. And this is what we mount to. You can kind of see this is our ram. It pushes down on this, which pushes through here. And then we have the 3-inch domed louver attachment here. So that's pretty slick. And then we have our whole mounting plate that goes down through here that we had to make up. And then just the rest of it just painted up. Back here is just the old stand. I think the motor was on that. That's what I just use the foot pump on when I'm not using it. But this is all air hydraulic. So yeah, it just runs up around that way. It's pretty slick. All right, let me get a test piece for you. All right, on these dies, there's from the factory or manufacturer, there's a little bitty line that's centered of the die. I just put my Sharpie line vertical, that way I can see it better. And then my horizontal line here is for another project I did where I did the depth, but I'm going to try this on a piece of 20 gauge here. I'm just going to try it and see what it looks like. This is 20. I have used 18 and it works. I don't think I'd want to go higher than 18, but we'll kind of see what we have here. We'll get this down kind of close. And then there you can kind of see the louver. Pretty slick, nice and clean. All right, so this first one, you probably just have to kind of help brace the back of it. And I'll tell you left, right, hold it, whatever. And then once we get that first one done, then I'll kind of control most of it. And you can check underneath and kind of put pressure to make sure that we're square back through there. Keep our fingers crossed. Let's see, I'll show this real quick here. All right, so for our first layout, we have our bracing here, so we had to come off because our release foot here, we have to have so much clearance. So we measured down and got a straight line all the way across. We couldn't measure from here because we were off probably half an inch from one side to the other. So we got our center line. We're going to do our first row, see what we can get here, and then we'll figure out our other spacing on the other sides. All right. If you want to get down on that side, we'll see what we can figure out here. Let me get this light so I can see. Oh, this is bright. All right, let's see here. We'll get it down close. You see how that's going down now? Oh, yeah. How are we looking on that clearance on that back foot? Are we off of that? Oh, you're fine. Okay, how are we looking if we square up our line to this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think you're just over the line just a little bit, maybe, for me to be able to tell if it's square.
See how that looks to you?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so we're center lined here.
Mm-hmm.
How are we looking that way still? We're still good, or?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. See how it popped through?
Yeah.
And then, so that's the first part through. We'll take it down to that line. I usually try to split that line. Right there. All right, we had to wait for the air compressor to turn off, but we have 4 rows. Kind of see, I think it looks really good. You can see it that way too. And then underneath it's really hidden, so that's good. And this is Nelson, by the way. He's the one that came up from Florida. So we're having a little fun today. Yeah, also when you're doing louvers, if you're doing a bunch, you always start from the inside and work your way out. Mm-hmm. Same thing if you're doing like bead rolling on like a bead roller. Yeah. You always want to start with your inside pattern and kind of work your way out. Uh-huh. So let's see.
You can't go the inside after you've done the outside.
Yep. Kind of warps it and everything else. Let's get close. We did our other layout, same distance apart, 1.25 inches. These are 1.25 inches here, so that's going to be our spacing. And you look underneath, I think it's starting to look really slick. I think that was the way to go, center with our louvers here, especially with this piece right here. That's almost a perfect line. Actually, it is a perfect line, straight up on each side. All right, I figured I'd show you the layout real quick. So between our cut lines here, we're at a 1 1/4 between the louvers. So then we went between each louver 1 1/4. So that's why I've just been going over to make our other lines. So center line of louver to louver is 3 3/4. So we'll just come over here and do the same. 1, 2, 3, 3/4. This isn't going to be too long. We're going kind of tapering this off here. 3/4. Okay. Same over here. Let's do it this way. And let's double check. Okay. Okay, perfect. So let's go punch some louvers. So we're just going to do 2 this time, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, we're doing 2. 2. Remember, we're doing 2. So we're trying to do a taper on each side to kind of go with the curve. so it's not a hard edge, but that looks really good. All right, let's go see if we want to do one more or not. Oh no, what happened? Ah, dang on it. Here we go, finished fender with the louvers. I think that turned out really awesome. Kind of diced little taper to kind of go with the rest of the fender with a deck lid. Very cool. Nice and even. And also off our edges here, we're lined up with the outside edge of that, so it's nice and clean. Well, I'm assuming you heard that. You ever had one of those feelings, if you're using a screwdriver, you're prying, you know you shouldn't be, and you're like, oh, that could probably come off and stab my hand. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Most of the time you don't listen to your stuff and you end up stabbing your hand. I just had that thought, standing here punching this, and it wasn't going through easy like it normally does. I knew it was a tight fit because this back release was hitting a bit of the flange on the corner of that deck lid. I was like, man, it shouldn't take that much pressure. So I added a little bit more. And then I had that thought in my head, that's too much pressure. You shouldn't need that much pressure. Just stop. It hasn't gone through. You're good. What do? Push it a little bit more, and you heard it snap, and this thing went. It usually flexes just a little bit, but that was way more, and I knew it, and daggone it, man. I cracked it. Let me show you that, then I'll just tell you something else. On this machine, of course, it was a bandsaw, so it really wasn't made for this type of pressure. But to see here, and sometimes if it's like especially 18 gauge before it goes all the way through, you'll see it kind of go like that. Well, this one went like that, and I did a little too much and went right through here. See that crack? And then through there and through there. Didn't go through the back, so I got a Pac-Man right now. And this side, you can see the crack through, down through there, and through there. So, do I weld it? I've never welded them. Cast, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I did weld this bottom plate onto this, so I think what I'm going to do, at least to try it, instead of saying screw it. I mean, my only other option is the good, see, I don't even know where I'm at right now. This is a 30, it's like 30 inches from here to our press. I really wanted a 36, like the English wheel, but at the time I couldn't find one. So I could unbolt this and just figure out the engineering part on the lower base here to make it work on a different machine. But I think before I do that, I think I'll take an angle grinder, kind of cut me a little wedge, like a V, wherever this crack's at. And then I'll take a torch, heat it up, and then try to weld it and see if it works. If you have any ideas, I'm not going to do it right now. I want to hear if you all have any comments, how I can fix this, if that'll work, if I can, cut a V into it, heat it up and weld it. Do I need to heat it up? I would assume I do. Actually, we're like in the 60s now, so I don't know how much it needs to, or if I do need to torch it. But let me know. I'm not going to do anything today or tomorrow. I'll wait for this to come out. And then if you all could just let me know how I should fix this, or if I just need to scrap it, take everything off of it, and then build another one with a 36 depth, and then know my limitations if I get that feeling to stop. Yeah, let me know on that. But good news on that part is, though, at least that this broke at the end when it did, instead of having an odd number of louvers. So we had 4, 4, 3, 2, and then we were trying to do 1. It would have been bad if we were had 2 over here and then none over here on the other side, you know what I mean? So for him, it worked out well. Not so well on my end. But he was super happy. I can't believe he drove all the way up from Florida, got some louvers done, but according to him, he looked all over the place, couldn't find anybody that had them or that could punch them for him. And if he did find them, they didn't call him back. So, yeah, worked out well for him. So, safe journeys back to Nelson. It's nice meeting you, man. And with that, I think that's the end of this one. It's going to call it a wrap. If you would let me know about how I can fix that, or if it's just not worth it. I think it could work if I can get it warm enough and get some good penetration on it. But again, I don't know, so let me know. Appreciate you all watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it greatly helps me out. Send me a comment, like the video, and yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again shortly. Have a good one.